Morning, Buck.
Good evening. I'd like to welcome everyone tonight. Happy New Year. 2023 is going to be a great year for the Water District, Board of Directors, and everyone working.
Amen to that.
Have a good year. Notice is hereby given of a regular meeting of the Board of Directors to be held at 105 Fort Road, Portersville, Texas, January 11, 2023, at the hour of 5:30 p.m. for consideration of business of the agenda below. This notice is posted at the office of the district on January 5th, 2023 at 4 p.m. in accordance with Texas Open Meetings Act, Texas Government Code 551-041, 551-050, not less than 72 hours prior to the time of the said meeting. Today, present quorum in person, we have Mr. Potter, Dr. Lalonde, Mr. Friedman, Mr. Starkey notified that he'll be here late, and we have Mr. Donovan today. If I may please get everyone to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance of the invitation.
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Heavenly Father, we come to you today asking for your guidance, wisdom, and support as we begin this meeting. Help us engage in meaningful discussion and allow us to nurture the bonds of community. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Noe. Thank you. For the record, we have Mr. Starkey joining the meeting. We have a full quorum. I'm going to have item 3, invitation to the audience for public comments. Staff, board, at this time. You want to share anything, discuss anything? Let's move to item 4. Consider and discuss for possible approval of minutes of the regular meeting from December 14, 2022. Motion for approval by Mr. Butter, second by Dr. Lalonde. Are all those in favor? Aye. They are. None opposed. Motion carries. Thank you. Item 5, General Manager's Report. Carlos?
Yes, sir. Mr. Chairman, members of the board, I left you a copy of the reservoir levels for the past year. As you can see, it's been steady since, looks like October 2022. It's been steady for the last 4 months at 42.3%. So there's a copy there of all the information. If y'all want to look at it later on and y'all have any questions on it, let me know. The next item that I have here is the Water Board Association, the conference, which is going to be on January the, let's see here, 27th through the 28th. And if you guys are still interested, let me know and we'll set you up. I know Mr. Friedman's going to that one. Yes, and I don't see where that one's going to be at, but I thought of. Anyhow, that's it. Let me know if you all decide on that one. And I did leave you another copy on the next Texas Water Conference 2023. It's going to be in Houston on April the 11th through the 14th. Let me know if you're interested in that one too, and we'll set you up. It'll be one of the best conferences, the Texas Water, and again the AWD Board of Directors.
Those are good for, there's always some good lectures and learning material out of that.
Right.
Just water is like the co-mingle, a lot of peace out stuff, a lot of ideas, a lot of mud.
So let me know if you decide to attend the Texas Water or the other one. That's all I have.
Thank you, Carlos. Let's move to item 6, Director of Operations Report.
Chairman, members of the board, as we continue with the new year, reporting for the month of December, comparing that to November. The month of December showed 30 more service call outs than in the month of November. And the groups that were affected were customer service, distribution, and call out. These differences were also reported in the job code. The codes that deal with water tap, turn-on service, district leaks, repair leaks, and work on angle valves. On the collection side, there were 11 more call-outs, service calls. They reflected in the collection, the call-out, and follow-up. As far as the job codes that were reported, sewer taps and electrical were the most that were affected. And then in pre-treatment and lift station, there were 11 less calls for the month of December than in November, and those were reflected in maintenance with the added Microsoft to the lift station, to the lift stations, and electrical issues. Any questions?
You didn't have any hiccups during the cold weather?
No.
Everything was smooth?
Pretty much. There were a couple of just calls, but mostly it was private calls. Thank you.
Item 7, district engineer's report.
All right, good evening. The first item on here is the, I guess the Bureau of Reclamation. It came to our attention. They have a notice of funding opportunity for Water Smart, water recycling and desalination planning. And this is an annual advertisement they have. And this one would be more for doing a feasibility study to get our seawater desalination plant in Port Isabel, up in line to get have it eligible for a potential construction grant opportunity in the future. So kind of just attach the advertisement. It's and the synopsis is in here. We did attend the webinar today, and just kind of giving the general overview of the program, and it is consistent with something very similar we did back in 2014, where we got the Port Isabel Water Reclamation Facility approved. And as far as portions of that plan with the sewer plan is what got constructed. And so in terms of actual Title 16 construction funds, the last request, trying to get the advanced water treatment facility eligible, they didn't include it on the list of projects that got promoted or referred to Congress for approval. And really in the debriefing, it was just basically, a lot of it was just maybe the format of the application, kind of the amount of water produced was too small. And really part of that is they want to see at least 2,000 acre feet of water supply being created through a project. And so if we kind of want to take that approach with our seawater option and be submitting a feasibility study showing we'd be producing a 2,000 acre foot facility through the seawater site that we're currently studying here at the Turning Basin, I mean, this would be an opportunity to kickstart that feasibility study and keep moving forward with the seawater aspect through reclamation.
Say 2,000, add 2,000 feet. Oh, drain, we can add more 2,000 feet.
Well, yeah, well, 2,000 acre feet per year, that's like a 2 million gallon. I mean, we're looking at what, 1 to 3 MGD for the seawater facility. That's how it translates.
About 3.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess that's just, I guess there's that professor from Texas State that we've been working with. He's interested in participating, using some of the students as a subcontractor to help put some of that study together. So that's how this approach is coming together. If that's okay with the board, we can continue working, in that manner. Okay. Yep. All right, cool. So we have a follow-up meeting on Tuesday with the regional office in Austin, with both Case Cave from Texas State and staff members. And so that'll be our next step to make this deadline for the applications due February 28th. And I guess that concludes the first part. The next option is just giving you this, next item is the status of the funding application for the 2022 Drinking Water State Revolving Fund Non-Equivalency Program for Water Treatment Plant Number 1 and the elevated storage tank. We are proceeding. We did formally inform them that we're interested in making a $15 million request. And so basically, with that in their hands, We did actually have our pre-application meeting pretty quick. We held the pre-application meeting December 20th. So we completed that aspect of it. And right now, we got a pretty good handle on how to break out the projects between our existing tax fund that's already in the bank and the GO bond, and the SRF loan. And so pretty much, kind of just jumping over to the breakdown, the one with the most volatility is the microfiltration and our PAW procurement. So we want to make sure that full project stays on track without any further delays. And so that fourth train is a major alternative, but it's all tied to this PAW procurement that we're trying to get under contract here within a month. And so we're proposing to group all that with the building, keep it in the GO bond. And then we've already canceled the bid on elevator storage tank number 6. And then we'll rebid once we have the state revolving fund monies to cover it. And then, so as far as our current package, that's between 90-100% design. We'd be holding back on the ground storage tank, put that through the state revolving fund. The transfer pump station, the raw water, where we're upgrading the pump station to deliver water from Laguna Beach to Port Isabel. That's still under design anyway, so we're looking at that through the SRF loans. I guess one correction, the water plant 1 high service pumps, that'll stay in the tax bonds, so that'll get done right up front. And then the high service pumps at water plant 2, that's requested through the state revolving fund, which will be done after the new MF plant's online. Then we can do our extended maintenance and shutdowns at water plant 2 with our water plant 1 already in service. So that's the general schedule. And then the elevated storage tank, it's just on hold to make sure we have enough money to do microfiltration first. That's basically the status of where we're at. So there's questions?
Will that be by end of year or next year?
Yeah, well, as far as the Paul contract, I'm shooting for trying to get on the agenda for January 25th. If not, it'll be the first February agenda, and that'll be to release Paul Corporation, which is about an $8 million contract. And then we're going to follow within the same month advertising for the general contractor. So the general contractor should be under contract by April or so. And then it'll.
We need to pick the lead time be in that part.
Oh, the lead time. Oh, as far as the construction schedule would be an easy 2 years or 18 months, somewhere in that range.
Where are we on the island as far as do you have a schedule, the line schedule? Started that before.
Well, we're doing all the valves right now. As far Laguna Boulevard itself, that water line's already tied in. It's connected.
No, what about you guys?
Well, with contract time, I'm sure we're way beyond the contract time, but with Cornet, and we understood with the valves and all the delays with having to schedule shutdowns. We'd expect to give a contract extension just to because it wasn't at the contractor's fault for why it's running way farther than the contract time.
Right, but there'll be another month, one more month, and we'll be completed there.
Yeah.
Completely out of the island.
Did you hear that, Dave?
Yes, one more month and we'll be completely out of there. The other ones that are working there, keep it in mind that it's South Padre Island has contracts with Chlor and I don't know if there's Cornet.
Well, Cornet's doing the adjustments on the
That's
12-inch
our
line.
contractor, but
Yeah.
I don't know if they have something with South Padre.
Yeah, they do
Okay.
the water line adjustments that are because of the storm sewer. Cornet's the contractor for the city on that one. And then as far as the Cornet's contract with us on Laguna Boulevard, that's the work that's already done.
Oh, everyone got to run.
Yeah.
Yes, we've gotten some calls that South Padre Island is responsible for their contractor to do the work, but they call us we let them know that it's not our contract. Yes. Well, ours is already going to be over. So one more month and that'll be it. I think we need another 5 valves or 7 more valves and that's it.
Tomorrow, there's gonna be 3 for tomorrow, and the following week, the Wednesday 2, and on Thursday, the other 2. And I think the following week, 1 more.
Okay, about 3 weeks, more or less.
Yeah, and are the shutdowns still going to be from Corral and Haas down to Bridgepoint?
The
Or
one for tomorrow, yes, and
Half a
then
day.
the following week, again, from Corral to that corner, to the that one mainly done on that intersection, it's because, that's where we had the valve that were, that was broken.
Old valves.
Yeah,
We'll be out of there
Yeah.
before, watch out, Charles, your pen is right there in the bottom.
So let us know when we are out there, so if we get calls.
Yep. Hopefully, but we've been notifying South Padre every time we do, and it's twice, like Wednesdays and Thursdays only, of the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks maybe.
And some of those delays that we've had have been because we accommodate the island. We get a call from the mayor, Patrick McNulty, and we've postponed it a couple of times.
Yep, and another business up there, the hotels from hotels,
Yeah.
we have to change the schedules a couple of times, but that's all right, we did it.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, we've completed the valves at the Annie tank, which was a major one. So that part's done. Now we're just in the Causeway area.
We'll be out of it.
Right, yeah. I guess, unless there's questions, that concludes the
That other
engineer.
project that, was the LMWD,
Mhm. Yeah, we've submitted everything for their consideration, and we just haven't heard a response. So IOC is the subcontractor, so they submitted it, I guess, through the chain with Bechtel, and that Bechtel would be providing a response to IOC, but that's the last I've
What's the
heard.
timeline on that? Should we call, should we contact, should we follow up?
Well, I had a call about a week ago, and he was still traveling. He was up in Washington State, but I need to follow up and see where they're at.
Just for our planning purposes.
Mhm.
So we're at.
Yeah, so we'll just follow up, keep a status on, see if they're interested in it.
Thank you, Charles.
One more, we haven't talked to any diesel people?
Yes.
The last.
Well, we had a meeting with the other company, the third company.
Oh, Kiewit, yeah, Kiewit was doing business development. So we sat down and they got informed about the status of where we're at with Seawater Desal. And so we spoke to Seven Seas, to IDE Technology, and to Kiewit as well, which is a major construction company.
So we've been talking
yeah.
about 3 companies, or is it the 4th one?
That would probably be third one I can think of. I mean, the other would be just, like a traditional, consultant, that aspect of it.
Great.
We-
What's up? We'll have that on the agenda next time, but.
We'll have I want to have a workshop, that way, any other questions that we might have, they'll be here to answer, like all those companies that, we
Both companies here at the same time.
we could, just asking questions, that's all we need. But we'll see if it's possible, we'll get them, if not, we'll just do our own research and have the paperwork ready for you. It'll be sooner than later, so
Yeah, I just want to,
I want to make sure that we get something this year, like, right?
Should we have monthly on the agenda, just,
An update.
Thank you.
Thank you. Carried to item 8, consider and discuss for possible approval the end of year budget adjustments.
So this is a cleanup of our budget that we do every year. So we have in your packet, line item by line item, all of the adjustments in the general fund that were over or under budget. Overall, we were within 1% of our budget. So it was pretty accurate overall. The biggest variances by department, by dollar, was water plant, had a lot of repairs and also chemical expenses in water plant, and wastewater plant as well. Same thing. Chemical expenses and the
Eddie, can
major
you speak
repairs.
louder? I can't hear
Okay,
nothing.
sure. Yes. Can you hear me? Okay. So overall, the budget was within 1% of the budget. The actual expenses were within 1% of the budget. And so the biggest variances by department, Dollar-wise, water plant was 113, 932, and wastewater 116, 433. And those were primarily due to major repairs and chemical costs for both departments. But we were able to cover all of these variances within the general fund by just transferring surpluses from one department to another to cover those.
Is actually questions, comments?
Electricity was a lot of it. I'm not looking at the right stuff. All.
Well, yes, but I did see that they transferred money from one account to the other to balance it off, and then they subtracted some from the other to balance everything off. So if you see the negatives and then the plus, and then it'll equal to zero, that's where they balance. They add it or delete it, and then if you see the right column, the last one was a 0.00, that's where they balanced it off.
Yeah, electricity was a little bit higher than we expected.
Motion to approve the year-end budget adjustments.
Second. Second by Mr. Adamson, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item 9, consider discuss the possible approval of the financial reports for September 2023.
So this is the final monthly financial report for the year. Overall revenues came in at 12,233,000. That's also within 1.5% of our budget. And
What was our project? I'm sorry, what was our projected?
so our projected revenue was 12,060,000. And what we got is 12,233,000, so 173,000 over what we budgeted. Yeah, I'm happy. Mhm.
Starkey, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? None. Motion carries.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
I'd like to proceed to item 10, consider and discuss the possible approval of the quarterly investment report ending September 2022.
So the quarterly investment report, if you go to the first page, you'll get a good summary there of where we're at with our portfolio. So for the quarter, our yield right now is at 2.7. That's great compared to where we were a year ago at 0.1. And so for the year, we finished the fiscal year at 0.94 versus where we were last year at 0.3. So this year, earnings to date for the year, $226,000 that we made in interest earnings this year versus 69,000 last year.
Acknowledge it.
Acknowledged by Mr. Starkey, acknowledged by Mr. Friedman.
What's our next round of? All of the CDs and such?
We'll have one coming up in February. Yes, the last ones that we got were right around 4%. Yes.
Acknowledged by Mr. Donovan, Mr. Starkey, Mr. Friedman, Dr. Lalonde, and Mr. Water. That takes us to item 11, consider the expenditures from December 1, 2022 to December 31st, 2022. Those was basically out for once December and the comments on those expenditures. Acknowledgement.
No.
Starting with Mr. Donahue, Freeman, takes us to item 12, the adjournment.
Record time.
5:56.